1, 2, 3. Tag me in podcast.
Tag me in podcast.
Back again.
Back again. That is right. Another episode. Ola and Anton here, and today we're talking about financial education. You gotta stay educated on your finances.
Gonna educate me today, yeah?
We're gonna educate each other and everyone.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah. Joint effort. Obviously, you kind of go through school. You go through life. Well, taking it back, you go through school, primary school, secondary school, college, university, whatever. You're taught about algebra, isosceles triangles, them ones there. Things that you don't actually use in the real world, but then you're never really taught about finances and how to like manage money, look after money, and how to spend and stuff. And it's funny because that's probably the one of few skills that you probably need throughout your life. Yeah. And it just isn't taught, which is pretty strange.
The syllabus has changed though. Like they've recently been doing it from probably 2012, like teaching it in the syllabus.
Okay, so actually how to.
But they do it like in maths, so they're like, so Tony needs to say. But I think because it's in that kind of curriculum setting, it's not like a focus. Like this is going to be your class today. Yeah, we're going to talk about money management. We're going to talk about financial education. I don't think a lot of kids will pick it up because I still look at like my younger siblings, and they've probably been, in a classroom where they're being taught about financial education. Yeah. But at the same time, I watch how they spend. They ain't paying attention.
Yeah, definitely
they're not paying attention.
My little brother's the same. He works at M&S. As soon as that payday comes,
they get paid nice though.
Yeah. No, precisely. Yeah. He takes a picture of like Levi's jacket. He's like, time to splash out. And I'm like,
they get discount, right?
Yeah. Eating nice.
He's been a smart, savvy shopper using that discount.
Got swag, no money. But yeah, I think it's just really important. Not even just for like young people. I think people sort of throughout their lives, and sometimes you sort of see friends or people. I don't know if you've been in that situation yourself. You see people like struggle, and for me, the weirdest thing is like
I don't know if I see people
not struggle, but I know people who are on
Frontin
good salaries, but then I say struggling at the end of the month. Like the last week, they're like, "Oh, when's payday?" And it's like you definitely make enough money. Yeah. The issue is your spending habits. Like that spending is way too much, and I think you mentioned a really good point. A big part of that is this whole like Frontin lifestyle of got a show, I've got this kind of life and lifestyle, and it's like, why do people feel the need to do that? Why are you always
trying to stay in trend, trying to be fashionable? But you got but
the Joneses are broke.
Yeah, you're actually right, because they say like most millionaires, they live like a normal middle class type of life. Live in a normal house. Probably got a car that they bought, and it's 2 years old, and that's it.
Have you watched? Have you read The Millionaire Next Door?
I think that's where I took it from.
That's the basic premise of it. It's basically saying that I think they interviewed X number of like millionaires, and apparently they found that the vast majority of them, 95% of them or whatever, live in a neighborhood with below their means. Yeah. They always buy a second-hand car, and they always bargain it down. They don't buy expensive things. They're not like wearing Jordans or like whatever kind of expensive clothing. It's just standard. It's like, the whole Bill Gates look of man looks like he works at like Tesco kind of thing. Like, he's just plain. Yeah, plain.
I think it's in that same book they talked about those people probably buy their jeans from like Walmart because it's American. They're like Walmart.
So basically Primark. Primani. But it makes sense. Like it makes sense, and it's like, why would you spend £500 on some designer jeans that are going to be out of fashion in a year when you can get just as good quality for 20, 30, pounds or dollars or whatever? But why do you think people have that? Just taking it very briefly, why do you think people tend to want to show off and stunt? Because it's like you're not going to get money for stunting to random strangers. That's what I don't get the most. People will like finance a car. You're driving on the road. You don't know these random strangers that are looking at you.
It's that feeling, innit? It's that status thing, innit? A lot of the time it's a status thing. You want to stand out. You want to look like you're perceiving this image of yourself that you're, I'm doing great. Look at me.
Yeah.
But,
lifeline.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
But I think that's more of a, I don't know how to term it, but maybe just a lack of self-image. Like, I don't even know what the right term is, but in my mind,
to do within that person, basically.
Yeah, it's almost. There's a song by Kendrick Lamar where it's like "Doves in the Wind," and he's talking about how guys will kind of buy certain things to basically make or cover up their insecurities.
Yeah.
So that's why I think some people do it, because they're like, oh, I'm not that guy. I'm not confident, but if I buy this nice chain, then I'll be that guy. People will respect me for that.
And get the girls, kind of classic,
Yeah, so I think that's got something to do with it. I don't really know, because like I never, obviously growing up, I did want like the nice pair of Nikes, everything like that, but I couldn't. My mum couldn't provide for that, and then I think, in fact, when it comes to financial education, I think a lot of it does stem from your parents. I think that your parents have to teach you, but at the same time, it's because a lot of our parents haven't actually been taught.
There's nothing. Yeah, they teach us their bad habits in a sense. Yeah.
So like for me, my mum taught me how to be like, they use the term frugal.
Frugal, yeah.
Which means like living within your means. Sort of.
Tight, yeah. Like I'm not. My dad told me the same, but no, go on. I'm with you there.
Yeah, like when I think back, and my mum used to make us travel all the way to Stoke Newington for, is it Netto?
You used to come there as well.
Yeah. All the way from Leighton.
Yeah.
So this is in London, East London. Leighton is east. Stoke is what, northwest? North, whatever. But like it was a good 30-minute journey.
You went
by bus.
Yeah.
By bus. 2 buses. So 45 minutes. Just for washing up powder.
Your mum's a rider, boy.
The box.
Yeah. I know that one. But did you get the tin tomato?
Tin tomato, the noodles, the everything. And I never understood. Like I used to be like, but there's Tesco's right there. Like, what are we doing?
Why are you buying the 9p one?
But she was trying to stay within her means, you know.
Yeah.
And like as I grew up, I realised that okay, I could actually shop in Waitrose.
Yeah.
But should I buy everything from Waitrose, or should I buy maybe the nice chocolate cake from Waitrose and then buy the rest of my stuff in Iceland? Because I was a student back then. Iceland. Go Tesco's. Get my tin tomatoes and that sort of stuff. Like,
but not on that, is that necessarily a bad thing?
No.
So like, for me it's like, we kind of grew up on that kind of cheap quality whatever. We've worked hard, we're in decent positions or whatever, or we're at a point where we can afford Cravendale filtered milk or the more expensive custard creams, bang bang. Is it bad to buy that from Waitrose? You worked for it. I get you want to save money. I get it's not about splashing out, but is it really wrong to buy some quality custard creams?
No, definitely not. Like now I'm in a position where I can spend.
Yeah.
Like my mum came down to Bristol, spent a bit of time with me, and we went shopping, like food shopping, because I didn't really have too much in my cupboard or fridge. And she was just like picking up like, I don't know what she picked up, but it was like the cheapest one out there. I was like, Mum, don't worry, just pick the nice thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it. So yeah, you can treat yourself, but obviously they do all these taste tests for a reason. Like, oh, here's Aldi, here's Lidl, here's Tesco's. Which one tastes better? And everyone's like, oh, this one tastes better. And they reveal that it's the cheapest one and it's from like Aldi. And like, oh my gosh, I would never have known. Like
that sort of stuff I don't mind. Like I shop at Aldi, Lidl, standard. If the quality and taste is still there,
as long
I'm
as
happy
quality
to do it.
As long as it's meat, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a certain
100%
level.
authentic.
When it turns to horse, you're like, no.
Not even that, but like when it's like, it claims to be like, I don't know, let's say for instance, it's a chicken burger and like 65% of it is some man-made. No, but it's not even meat. It's like 35% of it is meat.
Yeah.
And then the rest is like starch and other kind of
things,
like, That's what I don't agree with. So quality is kind of key, but yeah, you've got to stay within your means.
Yeah, but would you say you're definitely... So you'd say you're frugal, like you kind of budget?
I have those tendencies. In terms of budgeting, I don't budget as much or how I should.
Yeah.
Because previously I used to be on point in my budgeting. So like even when I was in university, I was spending £20 a week. That was my budget
on food.
£30 in fact, food and actually going out.
Oh, raw.
Yeah.
I did £20 on food a week. Tight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Was that all activities then?
Activities, everything.
How did you live, man?
I don't know how I did it, but I got through. Like, the thing is, like, I lived while I was in uni. Like, I didn't really... Like, I had a full student loan, I had a grant, everything else like that. So, you know, whether it's good debt or bad debt, debatable. But, you know, I still made sure I saved some of the money. So I came out... Like, I think I was saving... I don't even know how much. I walked out of uni with like £5,000 saved up from student loan.
That's really nice.
And I didn't even have like a overdraft throughout university.
Yeah, that was me as well.
So like it's possible, but yeah, I had to stick to like a kind of budget. Now I do have some form of budget in place, but I have more of like a pot allocation for money. So like as soon as I get my salary, I know 50% of it will go into savings.
Okay, yeah.
And then the rest would be like for necessities, for like the house, the bills, and just eating, and maybe a bit of leisure as well.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there is a form of budgeting, but not.
That's quite a good one. That's 50% savings, like really, really good.
But extending on that, there's this thing called the money jar system.
Yeah.
And I only realised it now, like, because I do that 50% sort of, okay, savings, 50% on spending. The money jar system kind of goes like a bit further. It's like 55% should be like necessities and bills and everything else like that.
Yeah.
10% should be just living, just like having fun.
Yeah.
10% should be education. Another 10% should be savings. There's a 5% for what's it called? Like charity, donation.
Yeah.
And there's another 10% that I can't remember. Obviously, I don't use this money.
Yeah.
But there's another 10%, I can't remember it. But like by adopting that system,
yeah,
it's just like now I can say, oh look, I want to do a trading course. I've got money set aside for it.
For that, yeah.
Which is
the education aspect.
Yeah.
That's quite cool, actually. That's really. I'm gonna have to research that. That's pretty cool.
Money jar system.
Yeah, money jar, nice. I do the standard. I said the standard, but so you sort of get your pay. Then a lot of people will have a habit of like they'll go ham on that weekend of pay. It's like at work, everyone's like, oh, when's payday? It's on Friday. 2 more sleeps, holla. No, it's 1 more sleep because you got to count, blah, blah, blah. And they get the money, then they just go ham. They just splash out. Then the last week, everyone's like, when's payday?
Back here again.
A bit of money. Yeah, and I'm just like, can you not just see this repeating cycle?
Yeah.
So to sort of combat that, what I usually do is, and I know a lot of people do this, it's common practice is, I know I usually get paid, say, one of the last days of like the month, so 27th or whatever. I'd have all my direct debits come out probably a day or 2 after that.
Yeah.
So I know that within, say, 5 days of being paid, whatever's left is available as either disposable or like to be saved. Well, I usually account for savings in that sort of direct debit amount.
Okay.
So that whatever's left is money that I can sort of spend on me. So I know that rent, bills, savings, everything else has been sort of like taken care of, and it's just sorted. And that way I know that I don't really have to worry, because I think what I used to do was I get paid, spend quite a bit of it, then after that, whatever's left, I would then allocate that to like bills or rent or whatever. And that was where a lot of the problem was, because I was like, I didn't really know how much I really had left, because I'd already spent X amount. And sometimes when you spend, the direct debit doesn't always come through immediately, so you don't know if they've taken it. Like, it will show on the account, but you don't know if it's gone. Yeah. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, they've taken it, but then they haven't actually taken it. They've improved the system now, so like when you spend, it kind of shows it and it deducts it immediately. So it's a lot better, but I still like the fact of kind of having it just kind of taken out almost immediately. It's sort of like a direct debit. Do you have like a lot of different accounts, or you just got like one main account that you just kind of work from?
So I've got 2 current accounts. I've got a credit card. In fact, I've got 2 credit cards.
Wait.
But the whole reason behind the credit card wasn't because like I needed it. Yeah. It was like, oh, credit history.
Yeah.
And then I realised that credit history scoring is mainly based on, can you pay your bills on time? If you can do that, then your credit history will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I don't even use that one, and another one I get cash back from. So I'll go to American Express and I get cash back on every time I spend.
Yeah.
So that's decent. But yeah, I want to get another account, because I'm adopting this whole money jar system.
Okay.
I want to separate every single percentage into a separate account.
That is smart. Yeah, yeah.
So like, there's all these different types of banks now, like online banks. I think Monzo.
Yeah, I've seen the film pop up. I've seen that one.
So like, I definitely just need to set those up and then say, look, this is the money for this. This is the money for this. Like, even in terms of like the side ventures, like if I'm gonna purchase X amount of like products, I have a card which is just allocated for that, and then I can keep track of profit and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, what about you? Do you have any?
That makes sense.
Any accounts you got?
This is bad, but I don't think I.
In this country.
Am I saying this? I don't have a lot of current ones. I've got quite a few sort of savings ones. Yeah. So I've got my standard current account. I got a post office savings one. I got 2 with Halifax, I believe. And then, do you know NS&I? Yeah. I got one with them, but again, I'm always in and out of them. I'm never like, I don't keep anything in there really. I'm just in and out. NS&I. Then I got one with Barclays. So yeah, with sort of NS.
You got bare.
I got a few. Yeah, I just kind of like put bits in, and I like to forget. And I'm just let me just forget that. But then when I need it, or if I just need to like buy or invest or whatever, it's just there to like, all right, cool. I've got X amount saved in, kind of nicely. But yeah, with NS&I, National Savings and Investments, the way that works is premium bonds. It's kind of like the lottery, but it's not the lottery. It's a bit weird.
It's my turn. No.
Yeah. So in like with the lottery, when you buy a ticket, you win or you lose, whatever, but you've lost that money you've spent on the ticket. And with NS&I, it's you put in £100 minimum or £50 minimum if you're doing direct debit. The money's in there. So with that £100, you get 100 tickets, and then that basically goes in like a raffle draw, and that's done sort of like every month. And you've got prizes from £5 to £1 million. So it's like one person wins £1 million. 3 people will win 100k, then like 6 will win 50, 9 will win 25, so on until you get down to like £25. I haven't won yet.
That was going to be my question.
I haven't won yet. But it's one of those, you need to be in it to win it kind of long term. A lot of the times when I see people win, they're like, this person has held this bond since 2001.
So like, when you think about it, what's the odds? Have they got like?
It's gone down.
Is it equivalent to like playing the lottery every week?
No, it's the equivalent. I know the percentage is about getting 1.25%. It used to be 2.65. So the way it was before, it was more than 2 people would win £1 million. But now it's just 2. But yeah, the odds aren't amazing. Yeah. But then again, because you're just losing potential interest that you probably wouldn't get from the bank anyway. It's not that.
So have you got ISA?
I've got an ISA with work, so I work for like an investment firm. So yeah, I've got that account as well. I've got a stocks and shares ISA, got shares in there and like a few funds.
Because everyone, when I was growing up, like people were saying ISA.
Yeah.
But over the years, the interest has kind of dropped. Like it's 1.5%.
It depends.
It might be better than that now.
I mean, the ISA itself is like, it's just a wrapper account, so it depends on what you get and put in it, really. The benefit is obviously the tax efficiency. It's like whatever you get, you don't pay tax on it, blah, blah, blah. But I guess it does depend on like what you put in it. But I think it's important for people to understand the different avenues or different ways of like managing your money. It's all good and well having a current account, but if that one bank you have fails, if you got a savings account with the other bank or that other savings institution, and for people to just understand. Actually, wait, do you keep cash? Or are you just like all online?
No, I've got cash.
Yeah?
I've got cash. But, that's not the way to, because I'm thinking like, how can I explain how
it's not here, Allah.
No. It's just like, how can I explain how I've got cash? It's not like I go to ATM and I take out money or like cash withdrawal. It's more the fact that as a side venture, I dig into the world of buying and selling electronics and so on. So a lot of the times I would do a sell for a cash cash purchase. So that's why I've got money. Like that classic thing of having money under your bed sort of thing. Yeah. Like
I think there's security in that. Because again, like when the banks have troubles or like a lot of times some ATMs are just mash up.
Oh, So like it's more convenient for me. Yeah, like if I play football on Thursday, it's £5 every week. Like I can't be bothered to go to the ATM. I just go under the bed and then
under the mattress.
Pop open the suitcase, the combination like £10.
What's going on? No, I'm the exact same. So obviously, like you on the side, I do sort of buying and selling, but just with cars. And a lot of the times, it's like I'll see a car and I'll call up. I'm like, is it available? And then I'm just there. Like I'm like, look, I've got cash. I can come. I'll be with you in the next 45 minutes. Yeah. So it's convenient to just have cash, especially on like a Saturday or Sunday when the banks are closed or whatever. I've got the cash there.
But see, my only concern about carrying large amount of cash is if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like there's no protection at all.
That's the only thing, It's only, for me, it's only like a small amount anyway. I'd never like carry like, I don't know, a couple grand or a couple £100 around. Okay. But yeah, and it's also like just emergencies, even if it's just £10 to get you from, I don't know, wherever you are to home or to like make a phone call. But I think it's important to sort of have. Wait, would you say you're more of like a spender or saver?
Saver.
Yeah?
Even if like the largest or the most amount of money I spent on myself is usually experiences. Like I spend my money on experiences. So like holidays or doing something fun, something enjoyable. I don't spend my money on like one fixed product. The one thing that I have bought is my MacBook. Okay. And I've had it for 5 years. And it took me a year to actually buy it, simply based on the fact that I couldn't justify spending £1,300 at that time on a MacBook. But
I still can't do it now.
It's my bae. I love her. She loves me. Like, we have good times. Like, she had a corrupted hard drive. She tried erasing me from her life. But, you know, we took a break, and then we mended things.
We worked past it.
Went past it. But that's like the largest amount I spent on myself. So yeah, I'm definitely a saver. But if I'm gonna shop and gonna buy it, I'm like a savvy kind of shopper.
Yeah.
So like, I'm always looking for like a deal.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, if I'm buying something online, I'm looking at getting cash back. So there's like topcashback.co.uk. Quidco.
Yeah.
Like, I'm banging that out.
Yeah.
There's this Google Chrome extension plugin called Honey. So like, you know about Honey, innit?
Yeah.
Hey, like it gives you like a discount code. It tries and takes price off certain things.
It doesn't really work for me now. It's annoying. Like it always says
certain sites it doesn't work. Like Amazon, it won't work. But like, for instance, like I've got a number of different websites.
Yeah.
And like to buy a domain and the hosting, it would have cost £80 for the year. I got it down to like, I think it was like £12 using Honey, and I've got 5 websites. So like it was like, whew.
Yeah.
What else? Cashback, Honey.
Yeah.
What else?
Honey.
Oh yeah, I still got access to my .ac.uk. Student account. So like,
you got NUS, yeah?
Uni days. So I still bang out. Like, I'm not gonna hide it. Yes, I'm here. I'm still a student of life. But yeah, so I don't really spend.
Yeah.
I think that's the key thing that you have to take away, because what's the book? The Richest Man in Babylon. He kind of speaks about, you know, stay in your means, don't go above it, and just live your life of just the necessity. Yes, treat yourself, but don't go crazy.
Yeah,
don't just shop, and then leave nothing in your account, and then you wait until the next month for your paycheck. Like, it's just not the way to do it. So save, invest, make your money work. As you're working hard,
make that money work.
Make the money work.
Make it work harder for you. Yeah. It's yeah, I think it's definitely like something people really just need to look into. Like, just how are you kind of with your money?
Yeah. So you're spending on?
No.
I guess you was, because like I remember you mentioned one time you had like your belt, your Louis V belt, and you had your t-shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say This is
you was that student loan drop guy.
I was like, no, not even. This is like before that. So like,
man was rolling.
EMA, man.
EMA.
I say most of.
Oh my gosh!
I never missed a day.
£30.
Never missed a day.
In their account.
Every week, got my money, got the bonus.
EMA helped me in life, you know.
It did, didn't it? It did.
I just realised it now, because I think it paid for my driving lessons.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Raw.
I saved.
Okay.
Hard.
Nice. Yeah, I got vouchers from university. Then I used that for my driving lessons initially, yeah. But no, initially I was a bit of a spender. For me it was, and it still does ring true, but just I've scaled it back, is you work hard for money, you need to enjoy the money.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of you waking up every day 6, 7 a.m, going to work 9 to 5, not getting home till 7, like breaking your back for money, and then not enjoying it?
Yeah.
Obviously, that was me when I was really young and quite naive. Again, I do still believe in that, but to a certain degree, it is important to enjoy your money, but it's also important to think about tomorrow and emergencies. I don't know if because for me it was like spending, but then there were days when random bills would come and I'm like, what's going on there? And then that's when I kind of learned that, okay, yes, enjoy your money, but you need to understand that there'll always be tomorrow. Like, my dad always says that to us, like whenever you bought like biscuits or snacks or whatever, we used to yam it up. Like, no, we just yam it up. No, we'll have one today, one tomorrow. No, we yam it up. He's like, you need to think about tomorrow. Think about tomorrow. Think about tomorrow. And like, that's probably one thing that really kind of stuck with me. And obviously I had to kind of learn the hard way. Like, when bills came, I was like, I don't have anything for tomorrow. So tomorrow has come. How am I going to do it? And then I just kind of learned the hard way that, yes, okay, enjoy a bit of your money, but factor in bills, responsibilities. You're an adult, take care of that first, and then with what is left, you can treat yourself. So I think that was definitely an important one. But yeah, back in the day, I had the Louis V, had the Gucci belt, had all of that, spending like £80 on like Ralph Lauren shirts and stuff, and I'm like, why am I spending £80 on a shirt for just a little man on a little pony with a stick? when I could just get the same shirt for £2.50 from Primark. £3, just as good quality. Why not?
Yeah. I don't know about the quality, but yeah,
it's still decent.
Yeah.
Because like the Ralph Lauren shirt I got now is faded anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like end of the day, quality, whatever.
You still holding on to that shirt though, isn't it?
I'm £80, Anton. 80. You got to stand. Okay. But for me, it was just about understanding that you don't have to spend that much, and it didn't really mean anything. I'm like, okay, I've got this nice shirt. What now? Okay, cool. Am I a better person? No. Okay, people are looking, but that doesn't really have any value to me. So yeah, I just went through this stage of like selling all of like super expensive. I sold the belts, sold some of the expensive shirts. I just kept one for like a around the house kind of shirt. Then just understanding that you can have nice things, but it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
There's a bit more to life, and then like you, it became more about sort of experiences. I'm not going to spend £600 on, I don't know what I'd spend on, boots or whatever. Let me spend that on traveling to like Thailand or bungee jumping or like experiences where I can actually spend time with friends, learn new things, gain value, and just like enjoy, like, because that's a memory that's not really going to go away. Whereas those items are, where are they now? They're nowhere to be found, or they'll be out of fashion in whatever time. And this kind of relates to like cars as well. Like I know so many people who would happily spend, not that there's anything wrong with it, but maybe just not for me, spend £300-400 on like finances, like a car and insurance, just because it's like a 17 plate. And it's like, you don't need to do that. Like you could get just as good a quality car for 1, 2, 3 grand. Why do you need to spend so much money on 20-30 grand on a car?
It's not even yours as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Are we talking about finance or leasing as well?
Finance. But yeah, leasing as well, PCP or whatever. It's like at the end of the couple years period, you still need to pay like a balloon payment to own the car, and if you don't, you're left with nothing.
I think people do it because of like that peace of mind. Like it's a new car. If anything goes wrong with it, it's not my liability. It's someone else's.
To that extent, I understand that. But you know the ones that just do it just to like.
It's a nice looking car. I want a nice car. I feel like I treat myself. Like that's their justification. But I feel like just sometimes people just need to, because you spoke about bills just turning up.
Yeah.
And be like, right, where did this come from? I think that you have to evaluate your finances and realise where you are financially, and find out your income and what's actually going out. Yeah. So like before I moved to Bristol, I was working in London, I was making money, I was living at home, and life was alright. And I still mapped out how much I was getting every month, how much I would receive after tax, student loan and everything like that, and what I was left with. And then I was still thinking, let me start saving, let me start looking towards the future. So like the job came up in Bristol and I was just like, do I go for it? And the way that I actually evaluated it was basically looking at what I was earning in London, what I would be earning in Bristol. Bristol meant that I had to get a car, had to pay for insurance, had to like pay rent to live in a house. Everything changed. But like, because I went through that process of like analysing every single cost, I was able to work out how much I will be able to save every month. Yeah. And financially how, what position would I be in. So like, moving from London to Bristol, I think I was at a loss of £100 a month. Because the pay was slightly, it was quite a big jump. Yeah. But like going through that process allowed me to realise that, moving to Bristol is going to be good, it's going to be fun, going to be making money, going to live in a different part of the city bit, or part of the UK. I'm going to have my freedom. And then from that stage, I had like this plan mapped out of saying, I'm going to save this much every month. That means in a year I'm going to have this. That means if I want to go on holiday, I can. That means my savings is not going to be impacted. Like you get people who are like, I'm going on holiday, but I haven't got enough money for spending money. So I need to sort something out, or I might have to ask my mum to lend me £50 so that I can get this or I can get that. Like that shouldn't be a discussion, a conversation people should be having. Like, take responsibility for your finances. Like what's going in, what's going out. Just don't blow it.
And it hurts because like finances play a big part in your life or in society now. A lot of what you need or what you want is going to come about by money. So it should be a number one priority for me, or like one of the top few priorities in your life at all points.
But I feel like
sort it out and a lot of things will fall into place.
I feel like there's also like this whole element of like just getting a credit card. It's just so easy. Like people, I think like the percentage is like 75% of people who own credit cards don't pay the full amount. They pay off like the minimum payment.
Yeah.
So they're continuously in debt.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that whole idea. Like my credit card is like, I use it, by the end of the month, I'm paying it off.
Yeah, yeah. That's me. For me, yeah, again, for me, it was just a case of like you building credit. I'm like, I don't really have any credit. My credit score was like under, you know, an Experian, it shows you like good, whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, it was average or whatever. And I'm like, what? Nah. Got a credit card, spend a bit of money on it, pay it off every month. Then it literally went to like, what, 850 or something like the above average or whatever. But I think we need to bear in mind that at the end of the day, the economy is sort of built on like debt and like people kind of paying back interest and stuff. So I can kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like, just understand what's going on.
Yeah.
If you borrow money,
but at the same
you should
time,
know and have enough money to pay it back.
Like I look up to quite a lot of like entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, and they all say like the best way to financial freedom is to not have any debt and stay out of debt.
Yeah.
And that stays
Sounds
true.
beautiful.
Like, I would hate to have debt. Like, the only debt that's riding on my head, and I hate it, is student loan.
So would you not even get a mortgage then?
See,
because they package that as good debt, but it's still debt. Bottom line.
So a mortgage is like the biggest type of debt you could ever have.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you're committed to it, then yeah. But you got to understand that someone else is making money off you.
Yeah.
Like 30 years. You got a mortgage on a place,
and then banks are just creaming it.
Probably double the value of your house, or maybe that's a bit kind of like.
Yeah, but I mean that's what annoys me because people are like, I need to get a mortgage. I'm like, I get why, but you just need to understand that bottom line, it's still debt. Whether you see it, it's bottom line, it's debt. Like people try to package it as good debt. It is debt. Yes, there's potential to like buy to lets and whatever, and capital appreciation, but it's still debt.
So like even in terms of mortgage, like because it fluctuates with the interest rate, like you have to factor that in when you're doing your planning.
Yeah.
Like if it's to go up, so like what the interest base rate's been held at 0.5 since what year?
09 or whatever, I don't know. 11.
Way back. But like imagine, and it's gonna happen soon. It's gonna go up, meaning mortgage repayment's gonna go up.
Yeah.
Are people living? Have they got their financial security? Have they got their plan sorted out to actually accommodate for an increase in mortgage repayment?
Yeah.
Of 2%.
Yeah.
It sounds small.
It doesn't sound. Yeah, that's the thing.
But 2% of 200k or 500k.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't know if you use like those like mortgage calculators on like Zoopla or whatever. I use those and I stress test. I'm like, okay, cool. If it went up by, let me max add 4 or 5%. I'm like, what? Yeah. I had 0.5%. I'm like, that much. Yeah, I think it's something that people really need to think about. Like,
so
you need to save and
have your emergency fund. So like, they say that you should always have like 3 months worth of like. So if you're ever going to have an emergency fund, it should be equivalent to 3 months of your monthly spend.
Yeah, I had
so
yeah.
Rent, everything included. Have at least 3 months safety net. So whenever anything happens, you can survive.
Yeah.
Like you have to build that. I feel like people don't. Like you can spend. Yeah. If you've got that, spend.
Yeah.
If you haven't got that, build it.
You need to. Yeah. And I think if you're ever sort of in your overdraft, that should be like a red flag to you.
Some people like
because that's dangerous.
No, it's circumstances. Some people live in their overdraft due to circumstances, but it's your way of how you're gonna get out of it, and that's when you look at making side hustles, passive income, other ways of making money. Like we kind of are aware of ways of making money.
Yeah.
Like you spoke about the eBay thing.
Yeah.
You're doing like the car selling. Like there's always ways, but people have skills. It's just like your main priority in life should be how do I get out of debt? Yeah. If you're in it, how can I improve my situation? Yeah. What can I do? If you're good at, I don't know, cutting someone's garden, and you've got a little 4 hours on a Saturday, and you're like, no, that's my time. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you should be
cutting.
Yeah.
Get to grafting. And it's funny as well because it's like people don't realize there are so many ways to make money.
Yeah.
You know things like you've used sort of like blah blah car, where you're traveling from Bristol to London. You can literally rent out each of your seats. Yeah. 5, 10, 15. I've even seen people do it for like £20.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
It's not a lot of money. It's not gonna make you rich, but it's gonna pay for your petrol.
It pays for your petrol.
Your face just lit up.
Yeah.
There. Your face just,
why haven't I done that for a while?
And it's like it can pay for your petrol, so you could literally not have to pay for petrol for months. Yeah. There's simple things like that. Simple things like Airbnb. I know you've sort of rented space in your room. space in your house, like you can rent a room out.
Yeah.
Bit of money there. You can like rent skills. There's a lot of things you can do to like make money on the side without having to really put yourself out there. Like, you know, we kind of gruff, but sort of things like blah blah car, it's not that much out of your way. No. It's an extra stop or two. Airbnb, someone else just using your dishes and bathroom, and it's just like simple things like that can bring you money on the side. I'm sure, like, I know we've discussed this, everyone who kind of, if you went into your room, you'd find a couple £100 worth of value of things that you probably don't even use, probably don't even know what it's worth. You know, scan it, put it on eBay, put it on Amazon, there's a couple extra quid, you know, a month or whatever. That's more money, and it's just little things like that that you can do if you really enjoy baking. Again, like you said on Saturday, so if you're just watching a movie, bake a cake or two, there's like bake sales or whatever. You can sell that. There's a lot of things people can do.
But it's also
about making an effort, isn't it?
Yeah, there's obviously people who've got big financial debt, and there's people they could speak to. There's advisors that they could speak to. But I'm talking about, you know, you're constantly in an overdraft for £400 a month. I guess at that time you're like, why are you £400? Like, what is it in your life? Are you living in a place that's expensive? Do you need to scale down? Yeah. Like, there's that element of scaling down as well. Like, are you spending £400 on, I don't know, clothes shopping?
Or weave. Jesus Christ. But you know,
wow.
You know, a lot of times is people get accustomed to like a certain level, then they don't really want to like.
Yeah.
Like, again, using a weave, not throwing shots, but like
you are throwing so many
people
shots.
like the more expensive, like Brazilian or Peruvian weave, and they can just get, I don't know what the other stuff is. Or like expensive nails, or again expensive shoes or whatever, or expensive clothing. Nice. Yeah, but when you're spending £200 on ASOS every week,
every awful.
Yeah,
you're talking about extreme.
Yeah, you've got stars, you got the points. They do points now. You get the free next day, every day.
Serious?
They do a lot because they know that a lot of people will spend a lot of money. So they're like trying to tempt me, and I'm like, don't even try it, ASOS. I'll buy your shares, but I'm not going to buy all those clothes. And I think that's another thing. It's important to invest in sort of what you spend your money in. If you're spending all that money on clothing from ASOS or Boohoo or whatever, Nike or whatever, why not invest in those companies? At least get some of that money back. Marks and Spencer's, M&S, so Marks and Spencer's next. You can invest in these companies. And I think it's important for people to just look at these avenues as well.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a point in your life where you kind of felt like, how am I going to pay the bill next month? Or how am I going to get through?
Do you know what I've done? I don't know why I did this. I feel like sometimes I'm a bit like loopy, a bit crazy. When I first moved into my flat, I decided not to pay the electric bill or gas bill for like a good 6 months.
Wait, why did you do that again?
I just wanted to see what it felt like to be like given a red letter.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, say, we want our money now.
They sent free. Right. And that's when I was just like, all this stress of like, oh, I've got to pay bill. Like, they always say you got to pay your bills first. And I agree with that. But like, sometimes money causes stress. Like, bills, number one cause, it will drop. Oh, here's a bill. But at the same time, you could buy yourself time. Like, you don't really need to pay your bills. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't pay your bills.
But like,
Anton said, don't pay my bills. I'm homeless. No.
But yeah, no, it's been a while since I've been in a position of going, shit, how am I going to pay this? There's one time I have done it, but that's simply because I just didn't manage my money properly. Yeah. I spent a fair bit of money on a trading course. In fact, a fair bit, and it. Yeah, it's a couple grand. Yeah, £2,000.
Would you say it was worth it though?
It was worth it. It was worth it, but I didn't finance it. I didn't finance it into my monthly plan.
Okay, so it just kind of came quite.
It was just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, when? And I was playing that game. I was like, when's payday? Because all my other money is all locked up into savings. I was like, and I survived, but it was just like, oh, this is not how I like it.
Yeah.
So like when you're saying about being accustomed to like a certain lifestyle, like imagine, say, I go part time, everything changes. Like my money is cut in half.
Would you be ready?
Everything will have to change. Like everything around me will have to change. I probably would like get a smaller car. Probably won't even drive. like as much.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think about it. Would I actually? I was thinking, can I get rid of the car?
That's
Maybe.
the thing. Yeah, like that's the thing. I mean, like you get accustomed to certain things, and it's like.
But you have to. You have to be like, all right, cool. How can I build up that 3 months kind of safety net? Cool, got that. How can I make sure that I'm only spending 50% on the necessities, 10% on play? That was the other 10% that I forgot to mention. It's just, how can I just get that balance, and how can I make sure that I've still taken a percentage of my money and saving it and investing it and making it work for me? But yeah, you literally have to sit down with a pen and paper
and like go for it.
And go for that. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if people do this. I don't know if people just go, oh, I think I get paid like £800. So if I spend 750, that means I have £50 left over. And then boom, T-Mobile. Well, I'm saying T-Mobile. he decided to increase, or even a mistake on like a company's behalf of like, we charge you double, sorry, but we'll pay you back in 5 days because it takes 5 days for a bank transfer. And that puts you into like a sticky situation. Yeah. And then you're stressing, like trying to sort out your finances. Like that's the worst thing about money, though. It causes stress.
It is literally the number one cause of stress. It is the number one. I think it's just important to on kind of looking at it and evaluating. What I did was I looked back at sort of like 3 months worth of like statements. So I looked at what I was spending my money on. Surprisingly, a lot of it was like food. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people. A lot of people are like, it's usually like food. And it's not even like, I don't buy super expensive food, but it's usually like little trips to Tesco here and there. Little snacks, meal deals.
Mine's eating out. Like,
it is. I don't really eat out that much, to be fair.
Yeah, that's my biggest.
For me, it's more like little Tesco meal deals or like little snacks and stuff. That's what was doing it. And when I'm doing it, I'm just like, it's only £1.50, it's only £2. But that's the thing, and that's how it is. It's that compound of it just keeps adding up, and then
get that cash back, man. Get that little 10% on £1.50.
100%. But then that was sort of the main killer for me. So then I got this app, and obviously I'll put a link up. We'll put a link up for you guys. But then this app sort of just kind of, you basically just put out all your outgoing. So you put your income, then it goes like household bills, transportation, food, then your entertainment, and it has all those things, and you just kind of plug things in. So for me, it was like rent, food, bus, petrol for the car, gym, things like that. I usually forget those sorts of things, but obviously they kind of come out. Gym, phone, plugging those in and kind of seeing, okay, this is what I'm spending, this is what I have left, let me save X amount of that, and then kind of going from there. And even on that, cars as well, like petrol is not cheap. No. And I know me and you do this thing where you told me about it, about kind of, because obviously we're based in Bristol, we have family in London, we do a lot of podcast shows in London. It's not going to London sort of every week, not because we don't want to, but petrol is not cheap.
Not cheap.
So we do it about once a month?
Once a month, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a petrol, I got a diesel.
Oh yeah.
So mine's only like 35 there and back. You're probably like what, 50?
I don't even want to. No.
No?
About 55 for a full tank, but it's not that to go there and back. I do it based on like the little quarter. I don't even know, but no, it's not that much.
35 with enough miles to get around Bristol afterwards. So probably,
I'm gonna have to get a decent one.
And you know what kind of speeds I travel at.
Hey, throwing it down that M4. I love it.
But like even going through this whole preparation of like life outside of work, sabbatical. Yeah. I think I admit like there's been a time, especially like maybe a year, where I wasn't really focused on my finances. Like I knew I had everything kind of. I was saving and I was spending, but I didn't really know how much was actually going out. Like I wasn't actually going into the details of every single penny, like you was explaining. So like in preparation of like life after work, a sabbatical, I started mapping out how much I actually spend, and I realised it was quite a lot. Yeah. Like just in general, just like this accommodation is like the home, the bills, council tax. Like you start breaking it down, like council tax, water, gas, electric, and TV license, and it's like, what? How much?
Yeah.
How much? It's like, boy, that's a lot of money. So, what can I do to like help me out? Rent out a room. Boom, done that.
Beautiful.
But then also, how much was I spending on petrol every week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how much I spent, because sometimes I'll just be at the pump.
Yeah.
And that's my, that's a luxury. but it's something I took for granted.
Yeah.
And it took something like this to make me go, yeah, actually, let's rein that in. Scale it back, because I'm not living true to, like, all those books that I've read. Like, even something like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where he talks about the assets versus liabilities.
Yeah.
And, like, you spoke about buying a car or getting a car on finance or something like that. Like, because you don't own the car, it's a liability.
Yeah.
A mortgage or a house,
in and of itself
is a liability. But a lot of people believe it's an asset.
That's what annoys me. I'm like, it is unless it's bringing you income. So like an asset being an income producing whatever.
Yeah.
A liability being an income taking.
Yeah, liability is money is coming out your pocket.
Yeah.
And going out.
When you have a mortgage, that's money out. Unless you're renting that out and making a profit on that. So that you're making enough money to pay off the mortgage and still have something left. Unless that's the case, it is not an asset. And I think people just need to understand that. But I think there's that obsession of mortgage and property, and I think it's quite a UK-based thing, because most of the countries in Europe aren't bothered about mortgages. They don't care. They just rent. So it's definitely a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing.
There is that whole, I need a property, I need my place, I need a foundation. But I feel like in terms of financial education, like, a good reference point is Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it was an eye-opener. It was like, wow, so this is what an asset looks like. This is what a liability looks like. Wow, I need to start investing. It just opened up so many different horizons for myself.
Didn't it also talk about being like an employee, business owner, investor?
Yeah,
what was the other one?
He's got another book.
Self-employed.
So the author's got a book called Cash Flow Quadrant. 4 quadrants that you can either sit in, so you can be employed or employee. You can either be self-employed, so you're, I don't know, a contractor or something.
Yeah.
Job, you can be a business owner, but that term business owner means that you're actually working in a business.
Yeah.
So you're not actually living life, like, you're actually there grinding.
You work harder than people who are employed, and the benefits aren't even guaranteed.
Yeah. So unless you can step away from it, then
yeah.
You're living that life. And then you've got an investor where you can invest in the business, and there it goes.
You kind of put the money in, you take a step back, it still generates income. You've got that benefit of time and money. Yeah. That's kind of where you want to be.
Yeah.
Which is it's not easy. Like, we've both been trying to, like, get to that point. Like,
patience.
Yeah. definitely patience. But I think it's a beautiful sort of place to be. But we'll obviously, like, put links for that book and other ones. Yeah,
that book.
That was a classic one.
Richest Man in Babylon.
That was a good one.
And I think that's all I can remember, actually.
For me, The Millionaire Next Door. That one kind of stood out as well.
Good
just to really kind of scale it back. Because again, I just had that classic view of millionaire, living on a yacht, got their own little, like, islands, diamonds, and it's just like, that is not the case at all.
Unless you're Diddy.
People who stunt. Oh man, I rate that man.
Unless you're Diddy.
Living.
Unless you're Diddy, but he knows he's got that money in it.
Yeah.
He's not trying to live a front.
Yeah. He is. That's his life. Yeah, that's his lifestyle.
Because you hear about it all the time, like, especially like the likes of basketball players. Like, they make it, they get their first kind of contract, or even, like, especially I'm talking about American sports, but like
NFL players.
Yeah, NFL players. There was that thing on ESPN, like, something, I can't remember what it's called, and it was saying about all these NFL players, like, they get their first check, it's like £1 million. They spend it, and they're like, oh, where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
Or they get injured and they're like,
they're done. Yeah, apparently it's like 75% of them are always broke after their careers or end up homeless, and I'm like, yo, it's quite depressing.
It doesn't, because you got all this money, so you just go crazy, like, this is what I want. I wanted this, I wanted that. How could I buy my mama a crib? Yeah. And then you don't
comes crashing down.
You don't have that forward thinking. You're not thinking about the future. You're living in that present time. Like, if you like certain people, like, you hear about people who win the lottery. There's been people who've won it twice.
What?
And still lost it again.
I've watched, like, one or two of those videos where it shows people who've made millions and lost it.
Yeah.
There was one specific guy. The guy was like a chav. He won, I don't know, 20 million, or he won a lot. He won a lot of money. Yeah. Got the nice house, did decent things, but then for some odd reason he mashed up the house, spent most of the money on, like, drugs and cocaine, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, man's literally back on benefits.
Mad. It's crazy. Because they say that sometimes money amplifies your behaviour. So, like, if you've got bad traits,
It just makes it
It
worse.
just makes it worse. So like, if you're not good at managing your money, if you haven't got that financial education,
you're done for. But it's upsetting because it's not like they do actually try. They usually are. They give you sort of financial advisor, and one thing they do say, because I've watched a few documentaries, is they always kind of tell you to go on holiday. They're like, take time, go by yourself, really think about what you do with the money. When you come back, we've got advisors here for you, so if you need any help, the help is there. But it is dangerous when you've got like a drug habit, because having a cocaine habit is one thing. So it's a rich man's drug. But when you're a rich man, it's just dangerous.
Yeah.
It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. But yeah, it is just sad to see that.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see people like change as well. Like obviously when you're in a relationship or whatever, mentors won the lottery. A lot of the couples break up actually. A lot of them. And it's like, you've been together for 20 years. You want a couple million. And the money's just come just in the middle, just like, and it's like, raw. Money's deep, man. It is sad, but it's just the way the world is. It's just people, man.
It's a factor of the world. And it's all about where you want to go, like what sort of life you want. You know, I want to be financially free, so I'm working on loads of systems to allow me to get there, and I'm managing my money and just hoping for the best. Invest in it, try to see my money work for myself as I work for it, you know, and one day it'll just pay off. But some people are content and happy with just paying bills, surviving paycheck to paycheck.
And there's nothing wrong with that, to be fair. Like, if you want to work tonight, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But no, just on that. So
it's not
Friday Euro Millions. No, not even that. Friday Euro Millions. Man got a lucky dip. Whatever. Me and you go and rollerblading. Check the numbers.
Man got a crystal ball.
You won 2 million.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? What are you buying? Where are you going? What's gonna change? What's popping?
What's popping?
Because realistically, you're gonna do something. You're not gonna not.
I'm definitely going away. I'm definitely
going to the moon.
I'm definitely just.
Yo, Anton, it's been 4 years.
Tag me in. I'm just as soon as it drops, I'm flying out somewhere and I'm taking my time to just literally process everything. Probably fly out the family as well, spend some time with the family, summer holiday still, so get the family out there, have a good time, kind of decide what I want to do. I won't be stupid and buy like a £2 million pad. I'll probably buy like,
2 million.
I don't know, just a nice 3-bedroom house somewhere in London, maybe just outside London. Decent second-hand car, 2 years old. Try to live that life of like those millionaires. Not be too flash about it.
Nice.
Because it's only 2 million. It's enough. It's an enabler for a good life.
But it's not. I know what you mean, especially in London.
A stressless.
Definitely. Stress-free for the most part.
I wouldn't say stress-free. I said stressless. Like.
No, stress-free. I say. But wait, on that, would you give family members and friends money?
Nah. Because they don't have the financial education.
So if cousin Bobo came and was like, I need 20k. No.
Because, and this is why the financial education.
But what if they had a reason?
So like in this circumstance, what reason?
Okay, so
no.
What reason? Okay, your little brother comes. He's like, Anton, you got 2 million. Cool. You know how hard it is to get property in London. 50k for a deposit. What are you saying? You're gonna say no?
Because like,
it's not like he's giving you a legit reason though. It's not he's gonna go spend it in Vegas or whatever. It's 50k for a deposit. It is a lot, but you know that in London to get under the housing ladder, it is difficult.
So look,
so it's a legit reason.
This is my process. I give him 50k to get a place in London. Can he afford the repayment?
He would have discussed that with you.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So why am I going to give that? So depends on the person and where they are financially. If I can look at you and say that you're pretty good with money, and you come to me and you've got a brilliant idea, or you're going to look at a way to invest money and you've got it all mapped out, you've got it all planned out, and you can run by yourself without coming back to me, probably. But generally for the family, like I look at a number of people and I'm like, oh, you got debt, you live in credit cards, I don't know if you really know how to manage your money, I don't know if you've got that financial education, and for that reason, I wouldn't give money. You know, I'm more likely to buy the place for them.
I was going to say, that would probably be my sort of thing. I'd be like, I won't give you the money, but I'm going to buy the house. Condition is you can't sell it and it gets passed on to your children, that sort of thing. So it's like, I'm helping you, but I'm not just going to give you cash.
Yeah.
Because then when that money's spent, where are you going to come? You're coming back to me. And the moment I say no, oh, money's changed you, you're different, blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to hear that.
So maybe certain circumstances of like, if they already got a place and it's like, you know, they've got another 20 years left on the mortgage because they remortgaged or something like that, I'll pay off the mortgage.
Yeah, I'll help out in that sort of way.
You can decide what you want to do from that point on.
Yeah, and I'm fine with treats on like you said, sort of like holidays, meals out, nights out, that's cool. But yeah, to kind of give someone who isn't educated with money 50, 60, 70k is a dangerous thing, especially for like the young ones.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, and that's why people have all these trust funds and you got to be 25 and married by the time you get it.
Yeah, got to graduate, things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's, you got to keep it
fair. Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a good way of like summarising.
Yeah.
If you got £2 million or you got £40 million and your kid's like, Dad, I want money. What does he need to do or understand before you give that money to him?
That's a beautiful question. For me, quite a lot. So, education, so standard, college, university, get yourself a degree, get yourself a good job. Now, what do you want the money for? Is it to start up a business? Is it to sort of build a foundation for your family? So is it for a deposit for a house? Is it, again, money to sort of invest for your kids, for their kind of education? Because university will be a lot more expensive. It depends on sort of the core reason why they want it. If you just want it for the latest car, you want to go on a fancy holiday, it's not happening. If you want to go to some expensive restaurant, there's rice at home. Don't even try that with me. It really does depend on like the bottom line reason.
Yeah.
Again, my sort of fear would be, and I can sort of see it happen, family members kind of reaching out and being like, I need 20, 30 grand, we know you've got the money, help us. Because like a lot of our sort of relatives in Nigeria kind of try it and do that kind of, and I understand why, but they think everything's like, they think the land here is like paved with gold.
Yeah.
I guess in comparison, I can see why they think that because I've lived out there and I see it's a lot different, but that's not the case. The money is not just given to us. We're working hard for that. We're grafting here just as hard as they graft there. So a lot of it is sort of intentions behind why they want the money. But children, I'll be quite tough on them because enough times I've seen like children of rich men fall by the wayside, drug problems, or they kill people because they're driving expensive cars and they're drunk and they get away with it. That's not that's not that sort of thing. Like,
so how would you like teach your children?
It's just sort of standard things
about
like
financial education.
So sort of the way I've been taught. So like, what's the term? Pocket money, budgets, saving for tomorrow. Giving them like a little rope, seeing what they do with it. Are you gonna hang yourself, or are you gonna like, tie a little rope? I think money is kind of like, it's like fire and medicine, or like fire and drug. Like with fire, it can cook the food you eat. It can keep you warm at night. At the same time, it can burn your house, burn you to death. As with drugs can kind of cure ailments or cure pains, or at the same time, you can get addicted to certain types of drugs and like it can destroy your life. And I think money is the sort of same. It can, again, depending on how you look at it and how you use it, because it is a tool. It can help improve your life and make you more comfortable, make you live good, or it can absolutely destroy you. Gambling addiction, drugs, prostitution, it really does depend on how you use it. So it's kind of giving people tools in small amounts, seeing what they do with it, seeing how well they perform. Then from there, you can kind of make a decision. If I see you're always going out partying, different women, don't look at me, you don't know me.
So, all right, cool.
If you're doing well with it, all right, cool, I'm going to help, I'm going to give you a bit of guidance, and then kind of going from there. So
your son or daughter comes to you, 16, they started the first job, getting paid. And you see how they spend their money, and it's literally paycheck gone.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna leave it for a while, because of the age thing. I'm like, you are young. In all fairness, you are young. I'll say something. You could say blah blah blah, but then at the same time, you're young.
See, that's one thing I feel like. Yeah, my younger sibling, he's got his first job.
Yeah.
He's spending.
It's like, but he's young.
But but that whole you could save for what?
Yeah.
At that age, what are you saving for?
Yeah.
Because all you know is
shoes and you're not in a position, you're not old enough to get a mortgage, you're not. But I guess maybe they're just basic concept of just saving for a rainy day. Yeah, spend and buy, but just save that money just in case. Just in case your phone gets broken or lost, or your shoes get mashed up. You've got that money there. Or the barber mash up your hair or something. You can. Yeah, I think it's just a good thing just to have that basic of just saving. Yeah. Save to save. Doesn't need to necessarily be I'm saving for a car. Save to save.
So do you not feel like people can be like too much of a saver?
Yeah, that's why I kind of said I'll never let go of the concept of you work hard for money, you need to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that's when it becomes a problem.
Because you know when people say, you could always die and your money could always follow you to the grave.
They say it can.
Yeah.
Does it? No, it doesn't. I wish it did. Yeah, you can't take it to the grave or whatever it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like... That's kind of...
down.
Yeah. Man, remix that. But that's kind of like the concept of what I'm sort of saying for me. It's like, yeah, you work really hard. Is there any point in you like... It hurts me when I see people who've paid off the mortgage after 20 years. They got the money, they've been saving, got the pension, and it's like, no, you're dead. And your kids didn't make that money, so they won't respect it as much as you did. They're splashing that money. They're splashing it out. No. Yeah. Let me at least enjoy some percentage of that.
I think that's a concern of mine, you know. So the grind, the hustle, working hard, I make it.
Yeah.
I'm young, I have a family, and then let's say I die early.
Yeah.
And my kids, and my kids are like, you know, they fall into money.
Yeah.
I hope I've taught them how to manage, look at money, how to be.
It.
Yeah.
And I think that's also where the trusts come in and stuff, just in case.
It's not even an element of trust, just understands how I got there.
Yeah.
What I've learned and basically share that experience. So they're like, cool, you got your first job, little Timmy. When I was your age, you know, like, and I take so much pride in the hardship that I went through growing up. Like, when I did like a summer job when I was in college. I was like a labourer, and I got £50 per day. I was getting paid.
Nice.
It was a nice little hookup through my aunt, friends, something, but it was nice. And I remember I used that money to continue my driving lessons throughout the summer.
Nice.
And it's just like, use it for a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, use it for something that's going to enhance you to make you level up, as opposed to, like, I could have spent it on buying Air Forces. Because that was the time, Air Force Ones, the white ones. Yes. But no, I was just like, no, let me spend this little £25 for this hour lesson. Let me get a block of 10, 250, all this sort of stuff. So, like, I would want them to be like, alright, cool, that's money, but this is my money, and I'm going to respect my money, and I'm going to learn how to manage my money before I even look at his empire or anything like that. Like, I'm just going to try and do it my way. And I just hope they take that away and then be like, oh, okay, so Dad used to do this money jar system. Let me try it. Doesn't really work for me, but what I can do is save, because I'm saving for a reason. Like, attach a reason behind that saving. Yeah. Because saving for the sake of saving, I don't think a lot of people will maintain that.
You're right to dip into it.
When you've got, like, what's the point? Maybe it's holiday fund. Maybe it's this.
Because you can literally label savings accounts when you've got a label like holiday or first house or first child savings or whatever. It becomes an emotional attachment, and then it becomes a lot more effective, and you're less likely to spend it and just be more focused and consistent with it.
Because this just reminded me of, like, last Wednesday at volunteering, there's a girl, she's 15, and she was mapping out her future, and I was just like, whoa, 15. Yeah, but I think we did it in some way or form, but she just kind of needs a bit of guidance, because she doesn't like the way her life is right now, like home and stuff like that, and she knows she doesn't want that sort of home for her family in the future, so she's trying to build herself education-wise and trying to think of the steps. But now she's at this stage where she wants to start applying for, like, part-time jobs.
I was like, a job.
I rate her highly. I was like, have you got a CV? She was like, no. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Get a CV. And basically, we had like a little discussion, like, for half an hour. I said, write out everything you want to do or achieve between now and whenever. And it was stuff like, she wants to go to, like, this, I think it's Clifton College, which is, you know, it's like a really affluent sort of, like, college, and you have to pay to go. She wants to go there, and she's going to go do some grant sort of thing. She's kind of got it all mapped out. No guarantee that she's going to get it, I said that to her. but she had that mapped out. She wants to go to university. I kind of raised the whole thing that university, don't know, like there's other avenues. Don't be thinking university is the only way.
It's not a must,
In terms of career, like she's got some sort of ideas, and I also explained that, you can have an idea, but it might not be as you expect. You might go into it, might be like, this ain't for me. So have that in mind. But I said she wants to go travelling when she finished college. I was like, that's one thing you can work towards.
Yeah.
So you're 15 now, you've got 3 years. What can you do? Find out how much you can earn, like from a job. Find out how many hours. Find out how much you need to go travelling. So have that in mind. So if you want to travel Europe, find out how much it's going to cost in today's land, like accommodation, travelling. Just try and get a rough estimation. And then from that point, start saying, okay, I get paid, I don't even know, £200 a month. So there's like 36 months between where I am now and then how much do I need to keep on putting aside to get that figure. And I think that's a system that works.
Yeah. That's beautiful,
And that's what I feel like when you have a goal, when you have a target, try and have an estimate around it.
Yeah.
And then work out your timeline. So it's like setting a goal. So in 2 months, I want to save £2,000. So how many hours do you need to work?
Yeah.
Cool, this much. After tax, this is what it's going to look like. Alright, cool. How much do I need to spend? Well, I can only spend £10 because I need to save 50. And then it happens. It works.
You'll get there. You'll definitely get there. And patience is like a big part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust in the process and just
So yeah.
That's beautiful. No, nice. Yeah.
I like this topic.
Yeah, this was a good one. Yeah, I enjoyed this.
I feel like there's going to be part 2, part 3,
Yeah.
part 4,
We'll
part
make
5.
it happen.
But yeah.
Tag me in.
Financial education.
And that was nice. Yeah. Another episode done. Definitely enjoyed that one. That was nice. Yeah. Where can they find us as usual?
As usual.
Instagram,
Twitter,
Facebook, YouTube. You know how it is. But yeah, no, we'll definitely sort of put all the relevant sort of links and books and everything we've sort of spoken about, so everyone can kind of use these resources. And again, I think it's nice to kind of hear people's stories. So if you've had any sort of stories regarding your finances, whether you've been like breadline or broke, or
got yourself out of debt, and now you're living,
or even what you do if you won the lottery. Like if you won, say, 5 million, what would you do? Would you give money to sort of friends and family, and how would you sort of navigate that? Would you support your kids by just giving them money, or would you kind of teach them lessons every time you gave them money, or would you not give them and teach them that you're not going to get any money and just work for your own? But yeah, no, definitely sort of love to hear that.
Yeah, man, I want to hear people's way of managing money. Also, like, how did you learn about financial education? Was it taught through school? Was it taught through a friend, family member? I think that's kind of interesting as well. So yeah, man,
definitely enjoy hearing your stories. But that is us for another episode. Tag Me In podcast. Boom.